the guy was like, can I buy that shirt from you? And I was like, well, man, this thing is nasty. I'm drenched. I'm drenched. And I'm like, you don't want this thing, man. He's like, I'll give you €50. I was like, yep, here you go. It's all yours, buddy. All yours.
Yeah! Hey, this is Sean from the Heavy Underground Farm Report, and I am absolutely honored to have Ryan Garney from High Desert Queen, and he's the creator of Ripplefest. There's so much more. Ryan, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you, man.
Sean, thanks for having me, man. I'm just as honored. Thank you.
Well, thank you, bud. Hey, let me run down a quick list of your. This is probably just a small part of your resume, but teacher, High Desert Queen, Lick of My Spoon Productions, creator and curator of Ripplefest, and you do a million things while you're there, film it and stuff. But on top of that, you're doing band consultation now as well. Where do you find the time? Tell me, you must have some serious time management skills. Tell me how you manage all these different things.
I try not to think about it, but no,
Yeah.
I do. I do have to plan a lot. I've gotten better over time when I would just literally go, yeah, wing everything. And then as more and more and more got on my plate, I've obviously had to get better at scheduling my time and scheduling when to do things. And I find that no matter how many tasks you have to do, if you think about them all, it can be rather intimidating. But my whole philosophy is you can only do one at a time. So think about one at a time. And when you look at it that way, you only see one at a time, right? The other ones are behind it. And
Yeah.
so I don't look at everything kind of like on my plate. I just kind of look at one thing at a time and try to do whatever it is, that thing I'm doing, do it well. I've had to fail a lot doing that, but I've gotten better over time, I feel like, and it has allowed me to continue to add things to my plate, which I'm doing more so now.
Yes, you are. So tell me, how are you avoiding burnout? Ryan, you've got so many things going on. Man, I'm telling you, I just do this and I have a regular job, and there's days where like I don't even want to get out of bed. So what keeps you motivated?
Well, luckily, music being an absolute passion is what makes it easy. I love doing all the things you listed other than my full-time job is music related, and that makes it truly easy for me because it's such a passion. And ironically, after this week, I'm stepping away from my teaching position so that I can hit these things more full force. I never knew I could actually have a full career in music. Um, so I'm
This
going
is
to try it.
exciting. This is absolutely exciting. Being a teacher, in my opinion, is the most important job. What did you teach?
So I taught English for 18 years. And so I was an English teacher for a long time. The last 5 years, no, I don't, I'm terrible at math. That's why I taught English. The last 3 years, I've taught graphic design and audio video production. I've absolutely loved teaching those subjects. I love teaching in general, which is actually why I'm getting into the band consulting thing. It's teaching just to musicians in a way. I love helping. I love doing it. It's the most rewarding job on the planet. I'm definitely going to miss a lot of aspects of teaching. I just feel like a lot of kind of stars were aligning. The biggest one being High Desert Queen is doing a lot of good things right now, and we're getting a lot of offers to do other things. And even though I have things like summers off as a teacher, the rest of the year it becomes hard to take that time off. And so I kind of had a good conversation with the band and said, guys, I think we could really hit this full force. What do you say? Everyone was behind it.
Right.
Before I had that conversation, though, I spoke to my wife, more importantly,
Yeah, of
uh,
course.
and she was on board, obviously, from the get go, which is why I love her. I told her I was thinking about doing this, and the first thing pretty much out of her mouth was, well, you'd regret it if you didn't. And that's exactly right. So we knew that this was the right decision to make.
Is that's got to be a critical part of your life, is your relationship with your wife.
It's huge.
Uh, you know, I mean, you couldn't really do this without the support of your family, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I'd either have to be completely solo doing this and single, or have an amazing partner in my life. So I'm fortunate to be able to do that. That's for sure.
I I I can identify with that. I love having a partner in crime for that. So it's amazing. I've met her before when we were out in Texas. She's a wonderful lady. So I'm super happy for you guys.
And sometimes I feel bad because she met me pretty much at the beginning of Hydrogen Queen. I'm like, we're just gonna play a couple club shows and this and that. And in during our relationship, we've obviously done more, and then I've started curating Ripplefest Texas and starting making my spoon productions, and then all these other things. It's been a challenge for both of us, but
Has
like I
she
said,
ever given you any pushback on that, or has she always been right in your corner?
yeah, she's always been in my corner. Of course, I'm gonna get the. I wish you weren't going on tour for 3 weeks because I'm gonna miss you, but that's to be expected, right? So it's been
Yeah, it'd
great,
be
and
weird if it was different.
yeah, it'd be weird if she was like, "Get out of here." So it's been really it's been good, and I always talk about how like I don't like being away, but when I get home, it makes it that much more special. That's for sure.
Sure, sure. Has she ever gone and toured with you, or is that just something that you and the band
She
do?
she has she's done some of the U.S. touring we've done, and she realized that it's not all glamour and what you hear about, right, or what you think about when you think, oh man, going on tour. That it's pretty tough, and
Yeah.
she's a hard worker. She wanted to work merch, and she sells a lot more merch than I do, so we were happy to have her there.
Oh, no.
But yeah, she realized it's not all the glamour that you think about, and it's not always for her.
Yeah, I went and saw Volume and Luna Soul last night, and Volume rolled in from an 8 hour drive from Salt Lake City to play a show. And
For
yeah,
45
man,
minutes.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. And they're tired, and they put on a great set, and it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, they're
But
great.
yeah, it's not all glamour. It's a lot of hard work. Do you still love it?
Oh my God, I love it. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and you mentioned like burnout. I've seen people burn out. And I get told. I remember when I first started, doing music in like my early 20s, maybe 19 years old. I think when I started my first band, and then it was, you think about how well you're young and dumb, and you have so much energy, it doesn't matter, and of course you have so little responsibility in the world too, right? When you're doing all that,
Sure, for sure.
that vigor has not changed one bit, and it shouldn't. I feel like if it does, maybe you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I'm honest with myself. If I feel that to slip away, then I could reassess things as well. But no, I love every bit of it. I don't get tired of it. I mean, uh,
I know you just a little bit, and I find this very easy to believe. You are one of the most energetic people I have ever met. You have so much passion. It definitely comes through in your work. I'm
well,
really not surprised, man. I mean, just like it's like you're
if you
like
love
half
it,
caffeine, man.
yeah, if you love it, you have. I mean, why would you not, vibrate that, shine that out? I if there were things I wasn't enjoying, maybe I'd be less of a positive person. But I've been very lucky to, I chose a career. As I always say, teaching kind of found me, and I was really excited to do it, and I loved it. And so I had the passion, and I don't believe in doing anything that you should not be passionate about. And I don't mean like there's, I don't get passionate about like, my wife says take out the trash. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this, or whatever, But
I get you.
it's it's things you're doing that truly matter in life, like music or
Yeah.
whatever your career might be. That's super important.
Yes, and as a guy who worked in a career that he couldn't stand for like 30 years, I get that, and it was draining on my life, and I finally found something that I like to do, and so, yeah,
And
man,
you're
that makes a lot of
which is
sense to me.
awesome because you're never too old to change. That's what I've learned.
It's true, absolutely, you guys. I'm like 50 million years old. But yeah, Ryan, how do you mind if I ask how old you are?
44.
44. Like
The
you
white
guys,
beard is deceiving. I know, but yeah.
I grew mine up because I was so inspired by yours.
How well done, coming in nice.
I diet every day.
Well,
Oh, dude, I love that you're that age and you're just so freaking gung ho, man. It like
and
really
and
inspires
it's
me.
funny. It's funny because I just recently made the decision to step away from teaching, and the amount of faces I get when I tell that, they're just like, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm honest, I go, "Don't know. I'm gonna do music." And I remember as soon as I made the decision, I've never been more excited. Like I was just
Those
excited
of
about the
us
possibilities.
those of us who know you know that you're going to be successful, and we're excited for you,
Well,
man.
thank you.
I've always wanted to ask you about this. This is kind of off topic, but you're wearing one of my favorite shirts right there.
Mm,
Fuck censorship, man. We definitely
yeah,
believe that in that here
yeah.
at the Heavy Underground Farm Report, man.
And it is ironic as well, obviously, because it's censored. I do
Ah,
agree.
I didn't even get it. Oh my
So
god.
I do
Uh,
agree. Fuck censorship. But I like to do this
but
because some people.
you gotta go to the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. And I like a joke as much as anybody. So yeah, it
Dude,
works.
that's great. That's fantastic. Tell me, do you have those shirts made for you? Or like if you have some secret website, you don't have to tell us if you don't want to, but man, I love
Nah,
those shirts and it's such a part of your signature.
yeah, I make them.
I love it.
I literally one day opened my closet and I realized everything I had in there was black.
Nani?
And
Oh, wait.
yeah, well, it's a rad volume shirt though. But like everything I had, because it was all band shirts. I
Yeah,
had
for sure,
everything in there
dude.
was
I
black,
get it. I get it.
and I was like, holy shit, I need to figure. And I remember thinking like, what am I gonna wear? And like started thinking like, because I know you know this,
Yeah.
us concert goers, we want to make sure we have that right band shirt that people
I don't
identify with.
spend any more than 5 or 10 minutes before I do one of these shows deciding on a shirt. No more than 15, 20 minutes. All right, just kidding. But yeah, I
Right,
get it,
right,
man,
right,
right? You
yeah,
think about it,
yeah.
right? Like before you
And
go see a band, it's like, well, I don't want to wear their shirt, but I want to wear something kind of related to their yeah, right?
exactly, exactly. And so I was just as guilty of that. And basically, on our first long tour we did with Fatso Jetson. It was a 6 week tour. So, here I am packing for 6 weeks to go to Europe. I have no idea. I've never done this long before. And I start looking at all the shirts that what cool band shirts am I going to grab? And I was like, you know what? I had an idea. Everybody in these bands wears black. I'm going to wear white. And I made a shirt as a joke. I think the first one I made wasn't even a joke. It was something I believed in. It says censorship is bad, and I was like, and I'd get a lot of compliments on it. And where do I get that? So, and then I started just making a couple more, and then I made one for every show of that tour. Uh,
That's so
which
cool.
for 6 weeks I couldn't pack that many.
That's
So
at least 21 shirts or at least 42 shirts. Sorry, I need to go to like one of your classes and learn math.
no, I don't. Remember, I told you I don't teach math, so it's
All
fine.
right, cool, cool. English.
I would have believed you if you said 21, but I put all these shirts. And I couldn't pack that many shirts, but I also felt like, well, what's cool about it is they're gonna get dirty, they're gonna get nasty, they're white. I mean, it's a white shirt, but it's that's rock and roll though. I don't care, and it
Yeah,
costs me what
yeah.
I buy a package of these for $12 or something, and the vinyl costs. This is vinyl pressing that I
Okay.
heat press. Costs pennies. Just got to design it. And so yeah, it also saves me some money. Than buying. I don't ever think about going to buy clothes at all. I have to have some nice clothes if I'm doing something more formal
Sure.
or nice. But no, I'm pretty much wearing these shirts always.
I love
Uh,
it.
yeah, and I'm amazed at how many people have. I always like to tell the story when maybe the third or fourth show on that tour, because I have stuff that's random. I've kind of started to hone into it. Like I've really started to. I like the idea of sending a good positive message and something like that, which I think all of mine now for the most part do. But like I was doing lines for my favorite movie, like "Get to the chopper," or like
That's
you
where
know,
that comes from. All right,
yeah,
there
or
we
like or
go.
like
Okay,
or
cool.
like or like Utah, give me two, like from random movies, right? In fact, that one, Utah, give me two, from Point
Yeah,
Break.
yeah. Oh,
I had that shirt, and we were playing a
classic.
show. We were playing a show in Italy, and some guy come up to me going, "Man, my wife and I every some kind of holiday, I don't know, we watch Point Break." That was the most random thing I've heard as to why they
What?
watched Point Break. But I was like, "Man,
I
that's
want to know
super
what
cool."
holiday.
I know, but I want to say it was something like every Christmas we watch Point Break. I'm like,
Okay,
well,
everybody knows you should be watching Die Hard, but
I was like,
whatever.
that's what again, I get Die Hard, but okay. But anyway, the guy was like, can I buy that shirt from you? And I was like, well, man, this thing is nasty. If you've seen me on stage, I move around a little bit, so I'm
Yes, I
drenched.
have seen you on stage.
I'm drenched, and I'm like, you don't want this thing, man. And I'm thinking to myself too, like, I only have so many shirts. I can't get rid of shirts, and I'm right here, in front of a lot of people, at the merch table. He's like, I'll give you 50 euros. I was like, yep, here you go.
Yeah.
It's all yours, buddy,
Everybody's
all
got a
yours.
price.
Yeah, all yours, man. That's a one of a kind. That's yeah. I just grabbed a Hydrogen Queen shirt, put that on. So
Dude,
yeah,
that's freaking awesome. I absolutely love that you have a signature look, man. Like that,
yeah.
it's really cool too, and it's really subtle. And I love the messages on the shirt, man. Are you
Thank you.
gonna
And
do? Go
I
ahead. I'm
also
sorry.
laugh. I also laugh when you say my look. Obviously, the white beard, right?
Yeah,
That people know the white beard. And
you're a very recognizable character on the scene. Absolutely, for sure.
when it and
Maybe the most.
when it went fully white, I contemplated like, man, because I went fully white in my 30s, and I'm just going, man, I'm way too young to be, in my head, like way too young to be going this white. And I contemplated shaving it, and I realized that's everyone knows me because of the beard. Also, I've noticed if I take my hat off, no one knows who I am. It's great.
Do you want
So
to do a little experiment right here?
uh, I can go undercover. I mean, no one knows who this
I
guy
have
is.
no idea who I'm interviewing today,
Nope,
people. Oh,
nope.
it's Ryan
It's
Garney.
Ryan
Okay,
Garney.
cool. We're set.
Exactly. But
That dude, that's your Superman thing.
yeah, exactly. I think it's like Clark Kent with
Yeah,
glasses. No one would
exactly.
know. I just do the hat. There you go.
I love it,
Or
man.
put on like a different colored shirt. I can go undercover.
I would not know who you were. You
Yeah,
know
because I'm so famous, I have to do these things, of
but you
course.
know what, we joke about that, but like on our scene, you are that famous. You are like one of the most recognizable people in the United States on the stoner doom scene. You're not just from your band, but from putting on Ripplefest, and it's cool, man. Because you know what, you've earned it, bud. You like bring
Thanks,
us
man.
all so much joy, and but there's a lot of love for you, so it's cool that you're
Thank you.
like a recognizable figure, man. What? So tell me, man. We talked about touring. We talked about the grueling endeavor that it can be and how you love it. So you're about to go to
Yeah.
Europe for 6 more weeks, right?
Yeah. So I actually go. So I've gotten smart. There's a couple things that I do that are smart, uh, and a lot of things I don't do that are smart. But a few years back, in fact, for example, when we did the Fatso Jetson tour, and I talked about being away from my wife for a long time, so I had it planned that when I got home, we would take a vacation, and
Right.
so we did. I went 6 weeks, in Europe. Got home, got another plane with my wife, and in Texas, Mexico's pretty close. So we go down to
Yeah.
Mexico
Yeah.
and relax on the beach. But I was probably not the best travel companion. I was just tanked.
Oh,
I was so tired. So I've gotten smart and I've flipped it now. So I go on vacation with my wife before tour, and then like last year we went on vacation, and then she flew home and the band met me. This year, we're going on vacation in June for a good while. We're going to Asia, which I've never been. I'm excited.
oh, neat. How
uh,
exciting.
J-
Yeah.
Japan and different places in Asia, which will
Oh,
be amazing. And then in late July, we will start a tour, a headline tour throughout Europe for about a month.
yeah, man. So you have, I've looked at the dates. You have some festivals mixed in there and some. Man,
It's
tell me
it's
what you're excited about on the tour. That like, there's got to be a couple dates that stand out to you, or maybe a couple bands that you're like, I can't believe we're playing with these guys.
Oh, there are a handful of shows on this tour that I'm super excited about. It's kind of crazy. There's even some things that we can't announce yet. If you look at
Fair
the
enough.
poster, it says like to be announced. We Those are booked, but they're like festivals that we're not allowed to say because they have not
Read
announced.
between the lines, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. If you just look at the dates, maybe you figure out what the festivals are. But there are things where we can't announce just yet. But
Cool.
so there's some of those that are amazing. But man, it was amazing how this tour kind of came together. We've been fortunate, and we played over there with a lot of cool bands, and I keep getting asked, hey, would you come back and play this festival? And it's really cool. So we're really excited about Krachenbach. It's a festival that is in a small area of Germany. We played it last year, but unofficially.
Okay.
We played another show that someone was like, "I have this idea. I want you to come play Krockenbach, but not the actual festival. You're going to play." We played in a garage, like in a barn, really, uh, like a barn garage on the campgrounds of the festival. and
Okay.
the
Cool.
highlight of our last tour. Like there ended up being like
Sweet.
400 people in front of us, but we were playing in what felt like what you started in. You know, we all started in a garage or something
Yeah,
like
neat.
totally organic, right? Like that. It was super cool. So then, of course, they asked us to come play the festival proper this year. But what I'm excited about is that Galpa is going to be playing on the same day, and so we'll actually get to have Emma sing Death Perception, which she did on our record, with us. And it's gonna be super cool. So I'm really
That's
excited about that. And there'll have never been any rehearsal. We've never done it in the room together. It was, we sent it to her while she was in
you'll nail it.
Sweden. But it's gonna be awesome. Uh,
Yeah, that's super. What a rare opportunity and a
yeah.
unique opportunity. I hope somebody gets that on film for us.
Oh, well, I will make sure it's filmed,
Right on. Cool.
and so we'll have that, and then there's a couple other festivals. I'm kind of excited about some of these smaller German festivals. Well, I'm really excited about. We play this thing called Ghent City Fest.
Okay.
They tell me it's a Belgium fest that goes all the way to like 8 in the morning, and we have an off day the next day,
Oh,
so it's
heck yeah.
fantastic.
Then right
So
on.
yeah,
Gonna
so we're
drink
gonna
some
get to
good beers and listen to some good music. That'll be
yeah,
fantastic.
we're gonna get to experience what partying in Belgium is truly like.
I
So
can't. I'm 58. There's no way I could stay up that late.
how we're gonna do it. But when in Rome, they say, right? So when in
I bet
Belgium,
you'll have
we
a
will.
blast. I bet
We'll
you
do it.
just, yeah. Tell
Yeah,
me,
there's a lot of them. It's gonna be great.
any bands that you're particularly stoked that you'll be playing with?
But man, there's so many bands that I can't wait to see. Obviously, we'll get to see our brothers in Greenleaf again on a
Yeah,
couple of
cool.
things. We'll get to see Lowrider again this year. Obviously, I mentioned Galpa. We've made good friends. We got to play. We're actually going to play with Galpa twice, so she'll get to do it twice. It's going to be
Oh,
super cool.
cool.
Yeah, just two random festivals we happen to be playing, and I made sure we're playing the same day. It was perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool things. I'm super excited about. We're going back in October, uh, and I'm gonna get to see one of my favorite bands of all time live, and that's Yob.
Oh,
Because
cool.
we're
Where are you
gonna be
seeing
playing.
them?
We're playing Desert Fest Antwerp with them.
Okay.
So that's gonna be super. I'm over the moon on that one. So that's gonna be really cool.
All right. So Ryan, this is your time. Like your schedule is insane. So you go off to Europe, you come back, you have this little thing going on in Texas called Ripplefest,
Yeah, yeah. Cool
and
thing.
then you head back to Europe.
Yep.
Oh my God, dude. Well, hey, awkwardly segued into Ripplefest there. So let's talk about Ripplefest right now.
Yeah,
But
man.
how are you feeling about the show this year? Are you super
Oh,
excited?
I'm super excited. I love that. Obviously, it's still happening. There was a lot of worry because things are are
Yeah.
are. It wasn't so. I was actually never worried about not having the festival, but I had a lineup already in the works that was obviously I was really excited about. I'm super excited about the lineup I have now, but I had more European bands.
Yeah.
And then when Desert Fest New York dropped, which I had spoken with them long before they had done it, and they were planning on it because we worked together.
Right.
We knew it'd be the only way to make it work for both of us if we could have two festivals for a week apart or so for bands to come play. When they dropped, it became very difficult for to convince bands to come over
Sure.
and tour without having the other festival there. Has nothing to do. Like everyone's always, oh, the visa costs are insane. They are. They've gone up, but they've been going up steadily for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and so it was really because there was no festival to bookmark or book in their tour.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't you think? I think a lot of people don't understand that symbiotic relationship that you have with Desert Fest New York. I think a lot of
yeah,
people think that's like a competition between you guys.
no, no,
Like
absolutely
people,
not.
that's like that they're working hand in hand.
Yeah,
I mean, last year's lineup of both Desert Fest and Ripple Fest was dreamlike for me, man.
yeah,
Domcraft,
really, really good.
Dozer, Truck
Hmm.
Fighters, Cowell. I mean,
Yep.
so yeah. So if like I know a lot of people are, and we did a whole show about it. People are disappointed about Desert Fest, but it affects your festival too. However,
Yeah.
your lineup is still insane.
Yes. Oh, it's really good. So I had to make a quick pivot and fill some spots and get. I mean, so a real hard pivot to book all the amazing bands that we have in the U.S. because we really do.
We do.
And so I was able to, still stack my lineup to where it's. I mean, it's always a good thing when I have a hard time like mapping out because I curate this. I take a lot of great care into who plays after whom and what fits and it doesn't all sound the same and blah blah blah.
No,
And when it was like, holy crap, like I have that band who's that good, gonna have to play this early just because I have that many bands underneath it. That's a good problem to have.
it's
And
a great problem.
so I knew that when that was starting to happen, I knew the festival was coming together, and so yeah, I'm really excited about it. The family's going to get back together again. I think that uh, that's something I always tried to sell it on early on because that's something I believe in. That the family is
It's
the
real.
scene the scene as a true family. We all
It's real.
everyone in it knows it,
Yep.
and everyone who comes for the first time at Ripplefest will experience it and then also become part of the family from now on. And it's super cool. I knew that I could. I know I'm very lucky at this point. I can say, hey, these are the dates. I'll announce bands later, and people are still going to buy tickets and come. Because one thing I have noticed a lot, this is just a side note, is that because people are complaining a lot about shows canceling and festivals canceling and things like that. And um, so I always do my research. I'm learning a lot of it's from people aren't buying pre-sale tickets, and a lot of venues are like scared. Oh, the pre-sales are low. Let's just cut our losses, and they cancel the shows. So I've been going and starting to encourage people, please buy those
It's
pre-sale tickets.
It's a huge thing. It's a really big thing. I know you had something on Facebook today,
Mhm.
like a reel about that as well. And yeah, man, we have shows in Denver that cancel for that reason.
And
And
it's
if
not
you're
that
gonna
people
go to
aren't going to
Ripplefest, and
go.
I really
Yeah.
wish I was going this year. We got some other stuff going on. We'll be back next year for sure. But yeah, man, John Gist talks about that too, how important it is for him to have advanced ticket sales. And so if you guys are considering going to Ripplefest, get online and buy the tickets. And hey, you know what? If worse comes to worse and you can't make it, supported a bunch of kick-ass bands for a
Right.
kick-ass freaking day, and you can feel good about how your money was spent.
Exactly. And
Um,
it's not like I'm charging an expensive ticket
yeah,
either. It's
these are
like
now
a hundred
$500
bucks.
tickets,
Yeah.
people. I mean, like
Yeah.
the value is ridiculous. Well, right on, man. Well, hey, I wanted to ask you about this project that I found out about that you're doing with Sergeant Thunderhoof. You guys are redoing "Wish You Were Here." Could you just
Yeah.
talk about that for a few minutes and maybe tell us what song you're going to do, unless you can't tell us that, which I understand.
I don't think I can't tell you, so I'll just tell you. But we are doing the title track. Wish you were here.
Oh,
Which is
right
good.
on. That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't breach any kind of contract. I don't believe
Sergeant
so.
Thunderhoof told me what they're doing too. We should be good.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm super excited that Dave reached out to me from Sergeant Thunder was like, "Hey, would you guys be interested in being a part?" And I was like, "Man, that's super cool. I grew up listening to that record. I had the I had the album cover poster in my college dorm room, so I was like, oh, that's so it's probably pretty standard. Probably came custom, not custom, but like that was probably like something that every dorm room had to have was a
Yeah,
Pink
but we
Floyd
had
poster.
it. Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
poster.
and
There's a guy on fire. You have to
it's
have
the
that.
it's the coolest thing ever. And so I was like, yeah, cool. Do we just pick a song from it? He goes, well, he suggested that we do Wish We Here. He had a lot of other songs already kind of picked for their bands. And I was like, oh shit, no pressure. Because that's the one that everybody knows, right? And if you are a Pink Floyd fan, it's probably the saddest song they've written. I mean, it's pretty deep and kind of a dark song.
Absolutely.
But
Which is
we
not what.
right, and
Yeah.
and that's kind of where we were going. Well,
Cool.
maybe we're going to take our own spin on this, and we did. We had a lot of fun recording it. Um, it's one of those things where I feel like a true cover should only pay homage to the original and not always sound like the. I mean, should have something original, something. Paying homage means it sounds somewhat similar,
Yeah.
but we changed the format. We changed everything but the
Nice.
lyrics, probably.
Oh man, I'm
So
excited.
so it's pretty cool. We were very happy with that came out. In fact, right before we got on this, I was emailing. He emailed me about how the our mix will be done soon, and I get to hear it. So I'm excited about it.
I'm excited about it too, man. I jumped on that Kickstarter for sure. It's like I've got to have some of that. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys doing that. Well, tell me, Ryan, we talked briefly about it, but let's circle back to your latest project, man. I kind of want to close with that. I think what you're doing, like a lot of bands really need this, man. You started like an advice type consultation business called Gigging with Garney. Could
Mhm.
you tell me about that? And you kind of briefly mentioned it before, but tell me in depth what your goals are and who you'd like to work with, and ultimately, where you'd like to take that.
Yeah, man. So a lot of it's stemmed from okay, I now have a lot gonna about to have a lot more time because I'm not going to be teaching full time, and I started looking for things that I can do, um, to supplement income, and I kind of started coming with a whole list of ideas, and band consulting is something that I kind of already do anyway.
Sure.
Because I'm always happy to like help bands, and I help I share my contacts with anybody and who asks and whatnot, right? And I've always been amazed that for whatever reason, I hope this never stops, but for whatever reason, bands like to send me their albums before they come out to like listen. Dude, that is the coolest. I'm like,
That's the coolest.
I'm just a dumbass singer. What do you want me to listen to it for? But I love it. I'm so honored that they respect my opinion and feedback.
I
So,
bet.
so I started thinking, well, like, through that, there's people who apparently value my opinion on things.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
and there's a guy a lot of people know in the scene. He's become a good friend of mine, named Matt Bacon, who does a lot of these. He has a thing called Bacon Bits.
That's classic.
He's great. If you haven't listened to him, he's great.
No, I'll check that out.
He's very helpful, and he's helped a lot of bands. He's helped Tyler Queen out, and that's how we became friends. Is when I was like doing all the trial and error of like how to do this, how to do that. Whoops, yeah, my cat's having a lot of fun right now with
Yeah,
my
so
power cable,
we encourage
with my
cats on
power.
the show. We
Yep,
encourage cats on the show.
well, he made his appearance by attacking my power cable. Um, when he helped us when I'm going through the trial and error, like I said, of like what to do, how to do this, how to do that. He offers consultation as well, and he's worked primarily in the like black metal, heavy metal kind of scene. Ironically, we were catching up because like, so we've become friends, and he mentioned he's like, man, I'm overwhelmed. I have so many bands that reach out to me, and I just don't have enough people. I wish I had people who are reliable, who could count on. And I was like, I'm about to have a lot of time on my hands. And what's cool is his advice to me was just do your own thing. It's not like he's trying to make money off me or anything, right? He's like, do your own thing, and then we can tie in some things and
That's
and, and help
fun.
each and help each other out. And I love it. And so I started gigging with Garney because I want to help through booking Ripplefest Texas. I have so many bands, reach out to me, which is awesome. And you'd be amazed at how the emails and things that I get, how they vary in quality. And
So I'm on the Doom charts, buddy. So I get a lot
oh,
of
then
that
you already know,
stuff, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so I'm like, man, even if it's just as simple as teaching someone how to write an email or how
Or
to
proofread your email before you
yeah,
send it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And that's the English teacher in me, right? I can help with
yeah.
that. But also like, when bands are wanting to make decisions on, because basically what happens all the time is I get people complaining, a lot. That's what people like to do. I go to shows, we play a show and, oh, I want this done, or I don't know how'd you guys get this? No one will ever do that for me. And I'm like, well, that's the thing. No one does it for you. And I don't really want to do it for people. I want to teach them how to do it.
Teach a
Uh,
man to fish, right?
Correct. I know there will be some people who I'm going to be giving them this help, and they may not fully learn it themselves, but I'm still always here to help. So, yeah, I'm providing some, and I was really also flattered by the response I got when I first started sending videos out. People like, oh yes, we help. I will stress this: I'm not doing this to book bands. I get more questions on like, oh, will you book us? Can you book us a tour here and there? I will help you, and I will show you how to do it.
We can
But
find you resources.
yeah, I will give you my resources, and I will show you how to write an email to these resources, and I'm there.
Do you think a
But
lot of bands just think they're gonna like get into a room and make some cool songs, and then shit's just gonna fall into place for them, and it's just gonna be
I think
magic?
a lot of it, people are just like, why am I not famous? And I'm sure after working with some bands for a while that They're like, why didn't you make us famous? It's one of those things. It's I'm sure that's going to happen at some point, but and I mean it when I say my goal is to help you elevate you as a band. But I also want to coach people into like because you need to be in it for the right reasons, or I'm honestly not going to work with you. Like I know that people will be like, well, I need to make some money. You should just sign in the bands. I've had a couple bands that hit me up that I've listened to, and I'm going, it's not maybe not in my wheelhouse, or not like not something I was vibing on.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the band. I'm honest.
Sure.
Bands email me to can we play Ripplefest, and I try. I don't reply to every email because I get a lot, but I try because I know what it's like to be ghosted. And I'm always honest. I'm always honest. Like, yes, this is not what I'm looking for, or just yeah, it is or not. I think people in the end respect honesty. They might be like, oh
Yep.
fuck that guy or whatever, but it's fine. I want to be honest about it. So I will only work with bands that I feel like I truly can help elevate and are willing to listen. So because I do want to help. Hopefully it works out. It'll be an easy way for me to make a little side money while I'm on the road and things too. So it'll be cool.
I can't imagine a better person to get advice from than you.
Oh,
So that's
well, thank you.
absolutely amazing, man. Hey, Ryan, I know that like you're an inspiring figure on our scene, and people who are into this love you, and we appreciate you, man. Did you have
Well,
anybody you wanted to say something to, or shout out, or talk about before we wrap it up?
yeah, well, to jump on that,
Yeah.
one of the things I say in all my videos is I truly mean it. I end all my videos like my tips and band tips, or what I call it, the gigging with Garney tips. With love must come first, and then the music comes second. I think people get that backwards a lot, and so
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. And it doesn't mean love for it should be love for the music, but it's love for all things, in my opinion. You're in it for the wrong reasons if you don't have that in you. So that's important to me. But as far as giving shout outs, I mean, phew, I could be here all night. Uh,
Well,
you
is there
know,
anything you want to announce or talk about then? I know, but you're so, I mean, I know you know everybody. You know what?
well,
If you've
oh, I
ever
am
talked to Ryan, he's shouting out to you right now. Feel it in your heart. Right on.
exactly. Well, on the Hydrogen Queen front, we're excited. We did announce today that we signed with Sound of Liberation as our European booking agents, which is great because that gives me even more time to. I can't tell you the countless hours. This is why I'm not here to book your band. I'm not going to help you. The amount of hours it takes to book Hydrogen Queen and get us on these rad tours, it's a lot, and it feels good that the work is paid off. One of the largest, European booking agencies has signed us, and now that's kind of off my shoulders, which I'm really excited about. And
That's
but it
awesome.
gives me more time to do the things like this, where I'm going to be doing band consulting. I've also the Far Out Lounge, which is an amazing venue where I host Ripplefest Texas. I'm going to be a talent buyer for them. So
Oh,
if
awesome.
as far as like getting bands, I'm just trying to do everything in the music world that I can to bring killer shows in the heavy genre. That's what I love. So
Same, buddy.
so
I
there's
appreciate what you do. Thank you.
and I think that I'm huge on all the people out there like you and the people that do the podcast, do this, push the bands, promote the shows. I mean, it's a massive amount of people to make the scene work. It's not like it used to be, where like you just put it on the radio and you're
Yeah.
you're set. And so it takes
It's
it
tough.
takes everybody to make this happen. And like that's why like when you asked me to come on here, it was a no brainer. We'll find a
Uh,
time. We'll find a time to make this happen because I think what you do is truly important and I appreciate you.
well, thank you. I appreciate that too, and I do it for the same reason that you do it. You know, we do different things, but man, I love this music. I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna go throw on some music and get ready for another interview, and then I'll
Same.
get off that interview and I'll put some more music on. And
Yeah.
man, I love it. I love what you guys do too, buddy, and I really appreciate you taking the time and saying those nice things. So thanks, man. If there's anything we can do for you, Ryan, you know we're here for you at the Heavy Underground Farm Report, buddy.
Likewise, man. That is the feeling is mutual. I can help in any way I can. Let me know.
But you know what? If I need that consultation service, I know where I'm going Gigging with Garney. You guys check it out. Hey man, check out Ripplefest. Buy some tickets if you haven't already. Look forward to that Pink Floyd release coming out. If you're watching from Europe, High Desert Queen's on the way, so get some tickets for some of those festivals and shows. And Ryan, buddy, I really appreciate you once again, man. This is Sean from the Heavy Underground Farm Report. I have Ryan Garney today. Ryan, if you could hang on just 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. Yeah!